Various programs and schemes by Indian government. The Indian Conservation Fellowship Pilot Program was initiated by Ministry of Culture in collaboration with Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and Stichting at Limburg, the Netherlands. Memorandum of Agreement was signed between Ministry of Culture, Government of India and MMA on 2013 for a 2-year period. A Memorandum of Understanding was signed in 2016 for launching of ICFP for period from 2016 to 2021. To date, 36 conservators from India have received fellowship under ICFP with the aim of equipping participants with skills to better care for collections at their home institutions and to establish a larger and stronger conservation community in India with international links to professionals in the field. The program has achieved significant capacity building in areas such as conservation skills, knowledge sharing, networking, leadership development, institutional capacity, community engagement. The fellowships have also provided important benefits to museums such as reorganizing photographic collections, exhibition support, developing research centers, improving disaster recovery procedures, empowering staff and channels of communication. The ICFP has made a significant impact on conservation of India's cultural heritage. The Indian government is providing financial support to athletes to pursue sport as a career through various schemes and programs. The Khelo India scheme offers talent identification options and financial assistance of Rs 6.28 lakh per annum, including an out-of-pocket allowance. Past champion athletes are hired as coaches, mentors for young athletes in Khelo India centers, who train these athletes and run the KIZ autonomously over the support of state or UT sports department. Target Olympic Podium Scheme provides assistance to India's top athletes for their preparations for Olympic and Paralympic Games. Selected athletes are supported with funding from National Sports Development Fund for customizing training and other support not available under normal schemes. Out-of-pocket allowance is paid at Rs 50,000 per month to co-group athletes. Assistance to National Sports Federation scheme provides financial assistance to national sport federations for training, participation in international events, and participation in national and international sports events. The Pandit Deenadayal Upadhyay National Welfare Fund for Sportspersons scheme provides direct financial assistance up to 2.50 lakh to sportspersons living in indigent circumstances for training, procurement of sport equipment, and participation in national and international sports events. The government also confers the National Sports Awards every year under various categories to honor athletes, sportspersons winning medals in international events. The Ministry of Defense formulates an integrated capability development plan to address security needs of armed forces. This plan is reviewed annually as part of annual acquisition plan, and all three services have mechanisms to review maintenance, repair, and overhaul manuals and procedures. For indigenous equipment, MRO reviews are undertaken by users in consultation with the PSUs or Indian industries. Manuals and procedures related to maintenance and repairs are regularly updated. The central government is providing funds under Nagavan Yojana to support development of green belts in urban areas. The scheme aims to create 1,000 Nahar vans and Nahar Vatika in cities with municipal corporations, municipal councils, municipalities, and urban local bodies to provide healthy living environment for residents. The scheme aims to create green spaces, raise awareness about plants and biodiversity, facilitate in-situ conservation of flora, contribute to environmental improvement, extend health benefits to residents, and help cities become climate resilient. The Parivesh portal linked with RTA Act allows access to information related to project proposals for environment, forest, wildlife, and coastal regulation zones clearance. The portal is aligned with the RTA Act and must adhere to existing acts, rules, and regulations to prevent violations. Ministry of State for Environment, Forest, and Climate Change, Shri Kriti Vardhan Singh, confirmed this information in Lok Sabha response. The Indian government has allocated Rs 504 crores to a waste-to-energy project in Mumbai, aiming to generate 7 megawatts of electricity from municipal solid waste. The project, which has a capacity of 600 TBD, was announced in written reply to Lok Sabha by Ministry of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The project, which received funding from 15th Finance Commission grant for solid waste management, is expected to be completed by October 2025. The total municipal solid waste generated in the country was 1,70,339 TPD. The Forest Survey of India, a government organization, conducts annual assessment of forest cover in India, with total recorded forest area in country being 7,75,288 square kilometers. The land is a state subject and final decision to assign or allot forest land is within the domain of concerned state government or union territory administration. However, the prior approval from central government under Van Adhyayam 1980 is required for non-forestry purposes. The protection and management of forests are primarily the responsibility of concerned state government or union territory administration, which takes appropriate actions to remove unauthorized or illegal possessions of forest land under provisions of Indian Forest Act 1927, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and other state-specific laws and rules. Coral moss bleaching, a natural phenomenon caused by climate change and increased sea surface temperature, has been reported in Lakshadweep, India. The Department of Environment and Forest of Lakshadweep Administration has conducted coral transplantation activities to boost corals, while the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services provides coral bleaching alert services based on sea surface temperature data. The Indian government has taken steps to protect and conserve barrier reefs and fringing reefs and atolls through various regulatory promotional measures. The coral species are listed under Schedule 1 under Indian Wildlife Act 1972 and Coastal Regulation Zone Notification 2019 prohibits developmental activities and waste disposal in fragile coastal ecosystems. Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change has initiated a long-term program on coral restoration and marine biological stations, while the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute is investigating the resilience potential of various coral reefs in India. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has issued guidelines for management of construction and demolition waste and solid waste as well as controlling air pollution generated from these wastes. The guidelines include guidelines on environmental management of construction and demolition waste and dust mitigation measures in handling construction material and wastes. The Central Pollution Control Board has directed all SBCBs, PCCs to deploy anti-smog guns and implement adequate dust mitigation measures in construction projects with an area of over 20,000 square meters. An online monitoring mechanism has been introduced for monitoring compliance of dust mitigation measures for construction sites. The National Clean Air Program has provided funds to 131 cities in 24 states or union territories to address air pollution gaps. The Maharashtra Pollution Control Board has issued guidelines for air pollution mitigation and directed agencies involved in construction and demolition activities to implement these guidelines. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has announced plans to replace steel cylinders with new fiber-based ones. With 32.68 crore active domestic LPG consumers, OMCs currently have 50 crore cylinders in circulation, predominantly steel cylinders. To meet replacement and future demand, OMCs regularly review their inventories and issue tenders for new cylinder procurement. Composite cylinders, a recent offering, are still in limited circulation but are lighter, rust-free, translucent, and safer. OMC's procedures see cylinders through a competitive bidding process and promote them through various marketing initiatives. The Central Electric Authority has issued the Central Electricity Authority Regulations 2023 requiring no electrical installation work on premises of consumers, suppliers, owners or occupiers for the purpose of supply. The regulations mandate that installations below or equal to the notified voltage must be self-certified by the owner or consumer with the option to have their installation inspected and tested by electrical inspector of the appropriate government. In cases of voltage levels equal to or below the notified voltage, a chartered electrical safety engineer can test the installation on request. The lifespan of electrical wires depend on factors such as wire quality, electrical work, equipment quality, loading, and environmental conditions. The PM Vishwakarma scheme launched on 2023 provides end-to-end support to artisans and craftspeople of 18 trades who work with their hands and tools. The scheme includes recognition through PM Vishwakarma certificate and ID card, skill upgrading, toolkit incentive, credit support, incentive for digital transactions, and marketing support. The objective is to help traditional artisans and craftspeople become entrepreneurs and self-reliant. Loan sanctions have been granted to 56,526 applications, totally of Rs 551.80 crore, and loan disbursements have been made to 15,878 applications, totaling of Rs 132.49 crore across the country under the credit component of the scheme. The scheme is jointly implemented by Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, the Ministry of Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India.